Hello, if you're watching this, you're probably trying to figure out how to do inequalities and what do inequalities mean whenever you're graphing. So I'm going to show you a couple quick things that you need to focus on. So first things first, what are inequality symbols? So we're going to have four different inequality symbols if you did not already know. We're going to have what is called, this is called greater than. This one's called less than. This one's called greater than or equal to. And the final one on the very bottom, I'm going to put less than or equal to. That's going to be the names of all my inequalities. Now, those are going to be the names of my inequalities, and we only have four. At this point, all of this should be pretty self-explanatory. We've been doing this for a while, so I'm going to erase this quick. So, why is this important? Whenever we are graphing, our inequalities are going to tell us two main things. First thing, our inequality are going to tell us if we're going to have a dotted line or if we're going to have a solid line. That's the first thing. So let's go over that. So I'm going to put solid on the top real quick over here. Solid. And I'm going to put dotted on the other side. Okay, I could not finish writing that, but it's going to be dotted. All right, so I'm going to have both of them. Whenever we have a solid line, the really unique thing is that you're going to have a line under your inequality, just like that. You're going to have your less than or equal to, and you're going to have your greater than or equal to. Those two are going to be solid lines. So if you have a little line below your inequality, it's always going to be solid. Now, your dotted line is not going to have that little line on the bottom. So if you have an inequality without a line on the bottom, make sure you draw your line as a dotted line. Gonna erase all that. So how does a solid line look like, right? I'm gonna write my graph. And let's say we have a less than or equal to, correct? So our line is actually going to be just a regular line. There's not going to be any dots. It's going to be a solid line. So that's whenever you have a solid line. Now, how does it look like whenever you have a dotted line? So same thing. We're going to draw our line. We're going to have what? We're going to have an inequality. This one does not have the little line on the bottom, meaning that this is going to be dotted. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to make it dotted line. That's all it is. So whenever it has a line on the bottom, solid. Whenever it doesn't, it's going to be dotted. We're going to erase all that again. Now we're going to be talking about how do we actually color or shade in. So like I said before, there were two main things. The first one, you're going to figure out what type of line you have. Second thing that you're going to have to figure out is what area you're going to be shading. Are you going to be shading the up area or the bottom area? So let's say we have this, right? That's the equation that we have. And I tell you that y is going to be greater than, I'm going to put x. It doesn't really matter at this time what kind of function we have. All I want you to focus on is right here. Do you see the y and the inequality? So whenever I have a y and the inequality has the open area facing it, we're going to color the top area. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pick the orange, and I'm going to shade all the top area. You're going to shade everything on the top until you reach the line. Once you reach the line, you don't draw or you don't shade anything after that. So that's got to be my solution for that. So remember again, your y, whenever you have your inequality facing your y, the thing that opens up is facing your y, you're going to have to shade on the top. Now, let's say we have something like this. Let me clear this up. Change to black. Let's say we have, oh my god. Let's say we have y is less than x. Okay, so our line's going to be real quick. Right there. That's going to be our line. So again, I want you to look at this. This is very important. Anything after that is not very important. It's just going to tell you how your line looks. But before that, it's very important because it's going to tell us what area we're going to shade in. So if you have your Y and you have your inequality is facing away from it, you see how this point is closed and this point is open? Basically, that's telling you that your inequality is facing away from your Y. So if you have your inequality facing away from your Y, what we're going to do, we're actually going to shade the bottom part. We're going to shade all the bottom part. There we go. You're going to stop right when you get to the line. Once you're done with that, that's basically all you have to do. So that's basically it when it comes to knowing how to shade and knowing when you're going to have a dotted line and a solid line. Make sure you have a great day.